Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Sakura and Ino falls in love with Naruto, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. Naruto has conquered all that life has thrown at him. He has overcome his own hate, he has defeated Tobibito, and Itaru the 10 Tails. He has turned Sasuke from his evil way, and convinced him to come back to the village, and he has even managed to befriend the 9 Tails. You may also know him as the Akurama. He is the most powerful living being in the ninja world, but has yet to complete a particular challenge. One that even the greatest warriors struggle before it. It is a battle of all battles, the great ninja war of all wars. It is Khalid love. Come on, Sakura. Naruto wails. Why won't you go on a date with me? Sakura sighs, and looks at Naruto on his knees begging, please Sakura, just one date, it won't kill you to go on one date. It's not like Sasuke will give you the time of day. Sakura ticks, and punches Naruto in the head, and he goes flying through a fence. Naruto. What did you just say? As he sweat drops, Naruto tries to, unsuccessfully, explain his way out of it. Nothing, I was just kidding Sakura, I swear, Sasuke would give you the time of day, just nothing more than that. Wait, that came out wrong. Not the face, not the. Sakura cuts him off with a chakra and force punch to the face, sending Naruto through a wall of somebody's house. Sakura then jumps in after him, and screams of absolute terror and pain can be heard all across the village. Meanwhile, I wish whoever was doing all the screaming would shut the hell up. I'm trying to relax, an annoyed Tenten states. Ino looks over at Tenten, and nods in agreement. Hinata just looks around nervously while Tamari just shakes her head. The girls set up a little get-together at the spa, since they hadn't had one since before the war. Hey, I bet that's Naruto screaming, exclaims Ino. Tenten whips her head around to look at Ino. Oh shit, I think you're right. It sounds like Sakura is going a bit over the top today. Should we help him out? Tenten asks everyone this, which they all consider. I think we should. There's a collective sigh. All of them hurriedly get dressed, and Roof jump to the sounds of the screaming. As they get there, they are shocked by what they see. Sakura has destroyed people's homes by throwing Naruto through them, and Naruto looks worse than he did after the fight with the 10 Tails. Hey forehead. Leave him alone. Sakura looks up at Ino. Stay out of this, Ino pig, it's none of your business. Tenten cringes at Sakura's insult to Ino. This is not going to go well. Ino ticks, and then jumps down, and grabs Sakura by her face, and slams her down head first into the dirt. Sakura gets up, and her fists glow green from all of the chakra she is forcing into them. I told you to stay out of it. Sakura then swings her fist, as hard as she can right at Ino's head. Ino flashes, and closes her eyes waiting for the blow, but doesn't feel it. She opens her eyes, and she is even more shocked than when she got here. Naruto has gone into chakra mode, and caught Sakura's fist without even sliding backwards an inch. Naruto speaks softly with building rage in his voice. If you would have connected that punch, it would have been fatal. Ino is your comrade. And you would have just killed her just because you were angry. You say I am immature, and I need to grow up. Well, I don't throw tantrums, and lash out at anyone when I get angry. By now Naruto is yelling, and only getting angrier by the second. All of a sudden the chakra pulsing from Naruto just stops, and he is back to normal. Sakura, this is the last straw I can take, you beating the shit out of me, but when you hurt my friends I will never forgive you. With that said, Naruto lets go of her fist, and walks over to Ino. Are you okay? Ino manages a nod. I can't believe he would do all of that just for me. Why did he just sever his bond with Sakura over me? Good, I'm glad you're okay. He then turns, and leaps away on the rooftops. Tears streamed from Naruto's face, as he jumped away from everyone. Why does it have to be this way, Sakura? Why? Ino is beyond shocked. Naruto is known throughout the ninja world for caring about his friends, but this is the biggest show of care he has ever contributed. Sakura was his crush from the day that he first met her, everyone knew that, and now 5 years later he just threw it all away for me. Ino just fell to her knees, and just sat there. Nobody could believe their eyes. Naruto just basically told Sakura to go fuck herself for all he cared. But the most shocked out of everybody was Sakura herself. She was so shocked that she had a panic attack, and passed out. Lee raced over to catch her, and ran off to the hospital holding her bridal style. Tenten jumped down to Ino, and put a hand on her shoulder. You okay? I don't know what to tell you, Ino. I am just as shocked as you are. I doubt that. Ino said in a soft voice. What? It's nothing, I have to go. See you later. Ino too dashed away on the rooftops. Naruto just ran to the place he goes whenever he needs to clear his head, on top of the 4th Hokage's stone face. He sat up there cross-legged wondering why he did that. Gah! Why did I do that? He put his hands behind his head, and laid back, and looked at the sky. Yeah, she is my friend, but this was more than that. It was almost like the thought of Ino in particular getting hurt that set me off. No, that can't be it, can it? Why did he do that for me of all people? Ino was lying in her room on her bed looking at her purple ceiling. I don't understand. I don't deserve to be protected like that from him. He should hate me, much less defend me. I mean, I was so mean to him. As a child, I ignored him, called him names, and was a royal cunt to him. So why did he protect me? It was starting to get dark out, and Naruto was much more frustrated than he was earlier. He spent the rest of the day trying to figure out why all this happened, but to no avail. He just couldn't figure it out. He walked home very slowly with his hands in his pockets and his shoulders sagging. He was looking straight down at the ground, paying no attention to where he was going, lost in thought. Damn it, Mom, why can't you get your own friggin' milk? Today is not the best day to send me on errands, Ino thought, as she was walking home from the store. Ino was looking straight at the ground, paying no attention to where she was going. Naruto and Ino bumped into each other. Oh, I am so they started to say at the same time, but then saw who it was. Oh no, I am sorry I bumped into. Here, let me help you up. Naruto held out his hand and pulled her back on her feet. No, it's okay, I wasn't watching where I was going. They both seemed to remember why they bumped into each other in the first place, and averted their eyes. Well, I gotta get home, my mom made get some milk, and I don't want it to spoil. Okay, I gotta get home too, see you around, Ino. Naruto turns to walk away. Wait, Naruto, what is Ino? He asks, as he turns. She shuffles her feet, and looks down awkwardly. I just wanted to thank you for today, you know, the whole saving me thing. He puts his hand behind his head. Oh, well, it was nothing, and you're welcome, Ino. Oh, and hey, could you walk me home, you know, because it's dark, and a little creepy out here. She flashed a nervous smile. Oh well, I don't see why not. He showed his famous fox grin. Thanks, Naruto. No problem. For a few minutes they walked in silence, but Ino couldn't take the awkward silence any longer. So Naruto, why did you save me today? Naruto averted his eyes, as he spoke. Well, it's because you're my friend, you know, and I just don't want my friends getting hurt, is all you know. He really does look cute when he is nervous. No, stop. This is Naruto here. Well, normally I would believe that, but you're getting extremely nervous, and I think you are hiding something, she said with a smirk. What? No. I would not hide anything like that from you, you know. Like what? Hey, look, we're at your house. Well, I gotta go, bye, Ino. He said quickly, and jumped away. Deep. He definitely looks cute when he is nervous, and he is really fun to tease too. Ino snickered to herself, as she went inside her house. Naruto sighed, and leaned against the wall in the hallway of his house. He had just recently inherited this house, as well as 15 acres of land to go with it from his father Minato. Tsunade felt that Naruto was finally ready to get his inheritance of the Namikaze clan, since Naruto had surpassed his father in becoming the greatest ninja the world has ever seen. Naruto walked into his living room lost in thought, and sat on the couch. I just can't shake the thought of how much her eyes sparkled when he looked into her eyes when she said like what. Her eyes were so beautiful, I had never really noticed before. He found that he was smiling stupidly at the thought of Ino's eyes, and shook his head. Damn these 17-year-old hormones. Naruto got up, and went to his bedroom in an attempt to get some sleep. Later in his dream, Sakura was sitting under a moss tree on the training field, exhausted today from her training. Is that all you've got, Sakura? Naruto asked in a teasing manner. Sakura just looked at him with a blank face. What's wrong with Sakura-chan? Naruto was getting worried about her. Why would you be worried about me, Naruto? You threw away my love for Ino, now you will have to pay the consequences. Suddenly Sakura jumped up, and ran past Naruto. Naruto sensed who was there, and turned around to see Sharingan eyes staring into his eyes. Hey loser. Sasuke, what are you doing here? I just came to find Sakura, and took her on our date. What? Naruto couldn't believe it. Sasuke never wanted anything to do with Sakura. Oh, and by the way, we have a score to settle, Naruto. Sasuke stared at Naruto with all his previous hate gleaming in his eyes. I thought you overcame your hate. Why are you doing this? Naruto was floored. How could this be happening? I came back for 2 reasons. To find Sakura, and confess my love for her. Then I am going to kill you. Sasuke used his Susanoo, and loaded an Amaterasu arrow into the bow. Sakura, how could you let him do this? Naruto was too terrified to move. Simple, you chose Ino Pig over me. Goodbye, Naruto. With that, Sasuke fired the arrow, and Naruto screamed. Naruto sat bolt upright in his bed. What is happening to me? Meanwhile, Ino Yamanaka just had the most wonderful dream in her life. Ino was taking a walk through her favorite meadow, looking for beautiful flowers to pick and bring home. She felt someone staring at her, and she whipped out a kunai, and whirled around in a defensive position. Oh, still, as feisty as ever I see, said an amused Sasuke Uchiha. Oh hey Sasuke, you startled me, what are you doing here? Ino was very surprised to see Sasuke here. I came to secure my heir to the throne, and the rebirth of my clan, and it starts with you, Ino. Sasuke had a smirk on his face, and clearly thought that's all he would need to say, since Ino was a previous fangirl of his. What the fuck are you talking about? Ino was getting extremely agitated at the moment. Think about it, Ino, with my visual prowess, and your family's mind justice, our children would be invincible. They could control a person without leaving their own body. Ino looked at Sasuke like he was crazy. No. What did you just say? I said no. Sasuke narrowed his eyes on her. Just because Naruto persuaded the Hokage to let you back into the village doesn't change who you are, and what you have done. You are an arrogant, selfish prick, and you betrayed the village just to kill your own brother. You are scum. I would never help you restore your clan. Ino said, as she turned to walk away. Fine, if you won't come willingly I will have to make you then. Ino froze instantly. Something in his tone of voice said he is not kidding. It terrified her. All Ino could do was turn around, and was horrified by what she saw. Sasuke unleashed his Susanoo, and had the sword ready to swing at Ino, when there was suddenly a flash of orange, and Sasuke went flying into the trees. In her petrified state, Ino thought one word, Naruto. Suddenly Naruto appeared right beside Ino, looking at her with concern. You okay, Ino? She could finally move, and looked at Naruto, and all she managed was a weak yes. Naruto's head snapped towards the direction that Sasuke went flying in, and formed two Rasen Shuriken, and waited a few seconds, then threw one of them at Sasuke who was now emerging from the forest. Sasuke jumped up into the air, and right, as soon as Naruto saw that he threw the second one, and connected with his target. Did you get Naruto? Ino asked with hope. No, he blocked it with his Susanoo. I will have to just break through his shield then. Naruto disappeared in a flash, and appeared behind Sasuke, and created planetary Rasengan, and hit Sasuke in the back with it, and sent him flying towards the ground. Yet because of his Susanoo he barely took any damage, but his Susanoo started to crack. Naruto flashed right underneath where Sasuke was falling, and started to form a tailed beast bomb, but Sasuke sent an Amaterasu arrow, and hit Naruto before he could move. No? Naruto? Ino screamed, horrified. But Naruto dispelled in a cloud of smoke. Shit, it was a shadow clone. Where is a real Naruto? Sasuke looked around, as he was falling, then he landed on the ground, and still could not find Naruto, even with his eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. Just then Naruto came running out of the forest with a summoning hand sign, and the chief toad Gamabunta appeared right above Sasuke, and his Susanoo pinned him down. Naruto then completed his chakra mode, and became a chakra version of the Nine Tails, and created a tailed beast bomb. Sorry Sasuke, a single tear dropped off of Naruto's face, then he yelled tailed beast bomb. He and Kurama joined to make an extremely powerful bomb, and then Gamabunta dispelled right before the bomb launched, and hit Sasuke. Right before the explosion Naruto flashed over to Ino, and covered her so it wouldn't hurt her. After it was all over Naruto looked at Sasuke's body, and turned away. Are you alright? A worried Naruto changed back to normal. Ino looked at Naruto happily. I am now Naruto-kun. They both embraced, and started to lean in to kiss. That was when Ino woke up. She sighed happily at her dream, but then shook herself, as once again this was Naruto. When Naruto woke up the next morning, and saw that it was 8 AM, he groaned, as he was not ready to leave his home. I feel like shit after yesterday, and it feels like my heart is ripping in two, not to mention I had that crazy nightmare last night. I am pretty sure I almost shit myself. I think I will just stay home today since I have the day off. Naruto then proceeded to go back to sleep, hoping to not have another nightmare like last night. Meanwhile, Ino was already up dressed, and downstairs in her house flower shop making breakfast. It is amazing how a great night of sleep will give you energy the next day. I haven't had a decent night of sleep since Shikamaru broke up with me saying that I was too troublesome. Oh, and that dream last night, well I have never had a dream like that before. I felt nice actually to have a dream that was just so ridiculous. Ino mentally snickered as her father came downstairs and came around the corner and froze. Ino turned and looked at him. What has never seen me cook breakfast before? When she spoke that seemed to knock Inoichi out of his dazed stupor. It's not that, it's the fact I have never seen you out of bed before 12 unless for training or a mission. Oh daddy, it is just that I am in a good mood this morning and did not feel like laying in bed all day. Ino said as she smiled sweetly at her father. To say the least, Inoichi thought that hell was going to freeze over. First off, Ino had gotten up before noon by herself. Next, she is actually cooking for everyone. She had one plate already made working on the second one. Lastly, she had a conversation before noon and had not exploded on him over the fact he spoke to her. What's wrong daddy? You look like you have seen a ghost or something. Inoichi shook his head and replied, wow no, not at all dear, not at all. Ino just gave her dad one last weird look before continuing to cook for her family. My dad is so weird sometimes, I don't understand him at all. I mean, so when I got up early, that doesn't mean you have to stand there like someone shoved a carrot up your ass staring at me. Once again Ino snickered to herself as Inoichi went to open up the flower shop. Later that morning Ino was walking around Konoha looking for something to do. HMPH, my dad says I am lazy. Well, where's everyone at? It is already 10:30, and I didn't even see Naruto this morning, and he is usually up by now. I wonder if he is okay. He seemed really shaken up last night. Naruto yawned as he looked at his clock and saw it was 10:45. Holy shit. I never sleep this late. He yelled in shock. Naruto started rushing around his room getting dressed and grabbing his usual orange and blue sweatsuit and then ran into the kitchen. Where's my ramen? Naruto was starving. I can't believe I didn't eat any dinner last night. I guess I was that depressed. Naruto found his last instant ramen cup and saw it was pork miso ramen. Naruto then struck a pose with his fist in the air and fire in his eyes. Much like Lee and Guy, the last ramen cup, I will eat you with passion. Naruto then devoured the ramen in 2 slurps. That was a good breakfast. But now that Naruto was able to think, because of his hunger being taken care of, he instantly lost his happy mood and became sad again. Why am I such an idiot? Ino stepped in to save my ass because she was tired of seeing Sakura do that to me, and everyone else seemed sick of it too. Yet Ino stepped in, as soon as she saw what was happening without hesitation, only to protect me. I know damn well she could have dodged Sakura's punch easily, but she didn't move. I wonder why. At the same time Naruto had just finished eating, Ino had decided to go see if Naruto was okay. Ino Roof jumped to get there quickly, and was there in a matter of minutes. As she got to his door Ino was about to knock when she stopped. What am I going to say to him if he is not okay? I don't have any clue on how to help him at this. You can come in. I know you're there. Naruto called softly through the door. How did you know I was there with Naruto? Ino asked, as she opened the door. I could smell you. Naruto then realized how weird that sounded, and quickly said, it's because of the Kyuubi. I swear. Naruto put one hand behind his head, and showed his trademark fox grin that Ino couldn't help but laugh at. So how are you doing, Naruto? Ino inquired. Naruto's face changed to one in pain, but only for a split second, and then his fake grin appeared. Oh, you know, just enjoying my day off, and being relaxed. Ino just looked at him with the I know you're bullshitting me face, then said, that's good. Anything else going on, Naruto? Naruto saw that she didn't believe him, and quickly changed the subject. So how are you doing, Ino? You okay after yesterday? Yes, thanks to you I didn't even get scratched. Ino said that last part with a hidden thank you, Naruto. Ino looked around Naruto's apartment, and was shocked at how clean it was. I think his apartment is cleaner than my room. Naruto saw her standing there, as if she was waiting on something. You can make yourself at home if you want, Ino. I will make some tea. Ino smiled at him. Okay, Naruto. Naruto walks into his kitchen, and begins to get the pot ready when he feels a pair of arms slide around his midsection, and he gets pulled into a hug from behind. Naruto, I never properly thanked you for saving me yesterday. It was very noble of you. Naruto couldn't see her face, but thought she was probably smiling right now, and I have to admit this really kinda feels nice. It is very comforting. Shaking himself from his thoughts he said, like I said before, it was no problem, Ino. I would do it again in a heartbeat. That much. Naruto, what is wrong? You can't hide that you are sad from me. Maybe I can help you through it. As Ino said that, she let go of him, and he turned around, and saw that she was smiling encouragingly, and comfortingly, so he decided to talk to her about it. Well, okay, should we go sit down? Whatever is easier for you, Naruto. Naruto leads the way into his living room, and then he sits on the couch, leaving room for Ino to sit beside him. Ino sits cross-legged facing him, and then he sighs. Ino becomes a little impatient after a few minutes, and says, so are you gonna talk about it? Naruto must have been daydreaming or just zoning out because he shook his head. Alright, sorry Ino. Well, I guess what is really bothering me the most right now is the fact I lost my cool, and let my emotions take over my thoughts. I didn't mean to say those hurtful things to Sakura, they just sorta popped out of my mouth at the time. But when I think about what she was going to do, it still enrages me, so all I do is end up becoming confused about my decision, and I don't know if it was right or wrong. Sakura was my first crush, and I have liked her since the academy. But she was about to hit a comrade with everything she had, so I am still as confused as bisexual. Ino was about to snicker about his joke at the end, but stopped when she saw the pain and sadness in Naruto's eyes. He just looks so in pain. He looks like if the wrong thing is said his will is going to break. Look Naruto, I won't lie to you, I am just as confused about how I feel right now too. You just passed up Sakura just to save me, and I am more grateful to that than you will ever know. I spent all last night trying to think of why you would do that, and I still haven't thought of one reason yet. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, why did you do it, Naruto? Naruto sighed, and closed his eyes. He knew she would eventually ask him about what happened, but didn't expect her to ask before he knew the answer himself. Well, see, here's the thing, I don't know the answer myself. It was almost as my body was reacting on its own at the sight of you about to get hurt. When I think back to it now, the only thought running through my head is move. For some reason I couldn't stand the fact of you getting hurt, so I had to do something about it. Naruto looked like he just realized everything, and started to blush slightly. Ino, on the other hand, was surprised that he told her everything. He seemed like he had complete trust in her, yet she didn't know why. I was so mean to him when we were kids, how can he trust me like we have been close for ages? I don't understand it. Ino snapped out of her daze, and looked at Naruto, and saw him blushing, and had one single thought. He looks adorable when he blushes like that. Suddenly Ino had a good idea. Hey Naruto. I gotta ask you something. Ino said that with a confident smirk on her face. Naruto noticed this, and wondered what she was up to. With curiosity in his eyes he asked, okay, what is it? Well, since the Konoha festival is coming up in a few days, I was thinking that, if you wanted to, of course, go to it with me. That way we could get to know each other a little more. Ino was blushing by the end of it though, as her smirk turned into a shy smile. Naruto held in a snicker at the sight of her blushing, while trying not to think about how cute she looked when she blushed. Let me look at my schedule for the week to see if I can squeeze you in there. He said it with a straight face, trying to look as if he was serious, and turned away and got up to check his calendar in the kitchen. The response was instant. And it was so much better than he thought it would be. Naruto Uzumaki. How dare you? When a girl, she cut herself off at the sound of laughter coming from the kitchen, and when she got around the corner, she saw Naruto rolling around on the floor, holding his stomach in tears because he was laughing so hard. Ino finally catching on to what he had done, patiently waiting for him to stop laughing and get up. Oh, that was fucking great. I really needed a laugh right now. Just in case you haven't figured it out yet, I was kidding. I think it would be fun to go with you. He finished with a big cheese ball grin on his face. Well, that does sound like fun, except I don't want to go with you, Naruto. Not when you make me get angry by playing a trick on me. See you around. Ino said the last part as she was walking away from Naruto, heading to his door. Ino got to his door, opened it, and got halfway out, and turned to see a shocked-looking Naruto, who also seemed to be speechless. She couldn't take it anymore. Ino busted up laughing, and pointed at Naruto. When she could finally breathe, and see through her tears, she saw a scowling Naruto. Oh, and just in case you haven't figured it out yet, I was kidding. With that said, Ino turned towards the door again. Pick me up. Ino was cut off by strong arms wrapping around her midsection, and instantly blushed. Naruto's breath tickled her right ear. Thank you, Ino, for everything. For yesterday and today, you don't know how much this means to me. He spoke softly into her ear before letting go of her and stepping away. Ino, on the other hand, released the breath that she hadn't realized she had been holding. Damn, he let go too soon. She turned around with an almost exact replica of Naruto's fox grin and said, "That's what friends do to Naruto." She then turned to leave for the third time, and, as she did, pick me up at 6 o'clock, Naruto. With that said, Ino left, and Naruto sat on his couch with a grin plastered on his face. Maybe letting go of Sakura won't be so bad after all. Naruto was out on Team 7's training field, currently meditating. After a few minutes, orange markings appeared around his eyes, and his eyes turned yellow with a horizontal rectangle for an iris. They were remarkably close to Toad's eyes. When Naruto opened his eyes, he stood up and created 10 shadow clones. He had been practicing his chakra control after the war, which is why he could create 10 instead of 2 at one time. Alright guys, I want 4 of you to split up into teams of 2, and work to capture the flag scenario, which will work on speed, reaction time, and coordination. I want 2 of you to start looking through the scrolls on ceiling. One of you looks over the basics again, and the other starts looking into the more advanced sealing methods. As he said this, he took some scrolls out of the carrying scroll in the ninja pouch. I want 2 of you to do some light sparring, and I want 1 more to find Kakashi-sensei, and bring him here. As for the last clone, I want you to take a pebble, and try to rip it in half using chakra like we did with the leaf exercise. I will read my clan's history until Kakashi-sensei gets here. Naruto was using Sage mode so he could practice using it since he hadn't in a while, and needed to extend the amount of time he could use it for. After the war, Naruto took it upon himself to learn what had happened to his mother's native village, and learn the history of it, and also learn their family's advanced sealing methods to begin eventually making his own. Naruto opened his scroll, and began reading where he left off. Whirlpool, being a very peaceful village, did not terrify other countries and villages, which led to the Whirlpool village's downfall. The village hidden in the leaves, and the village hidden in the sand, sought out the Whirlpool village's help during the Third Great Ninja War, and offered their protection in return for the rest of their existence. The village elders talked over the request, and came to the conclusion to help. Konoha and Suna were very grateful, and began reinforcing the Whirlpool's walls with soldiers. In return, they offered their knowledge of sealing to the villages. Suna seemed a little put off, thinking that it was just sealing, and not very effective in battle. Konoha, on the other hand, was extremely interested in the knowledge of sealing. Naruto sensed Kakashi-sensei's presence headed this way, and put away his scroll. He then stood up, and waited a few moments until Kakashi landed in front of him. "Yo. It's good to see you, Kakashi-sensei." Naruto smiled at his former sensei. "It's good to see you too, Naruto. So what did you bring me out here for?" Kakashi's eyes smiled at Naruto. "Well, first I wanted to ask if you knew anything about sealing." Naruto paused, waiting for an answer. Then Kakashi shook his head no. Naruto then proceeded to speak. "Then I have a question about creating another." Meanwhile, Ino was trying to avoid Shikamaru's shadow on the ground, while keeping Choji in her field of view also. After the war, Ino was set on increasing her speed, stamina, and reaction time, while also gaining more knowledge in ninjutsu. During the war, Naruto showed everyone just how far he had surpassed him, and especially Ino, since she had been too busy crying over that asshole Sasuke before the war, and her training had suffered because of that. So to fix it, she had made Choji and Shikamaru tag team her to push her past her limits, so she could get better in that department. She then approached Tenten, and asked if she would train her in Kenjutsu, since Ino knew close to nothing about it. Tenten agreed, and now Ino had a katana that consisted of a black blade with the edge reflecting as purple in the sunlight, and the hilt being black with dark purple wrapping. The sheath was midnight black, which she was currently wearing. As she dodged Choji's spiky human boulder dot, she landed on a tree branch, and melted into the shadows of the forest, not making a sound. Ino had also gone to Captain Yamato to ask if he could help her in stealth, since he was part of Anbu Black Ops. He couldn't help her, but he knew someone who could, and directed her to Anko since she was a former member of Anbu. Anko agreed to teach Ino under the condition that Ino would buy her dango 3 times a week. Ino had snuck around the back of Choji, and she suddenly lunged out from the shadows, and kicked Choji's feet out from under him, and then leapt towards Shikamaru who swore, and began to defend himself, as Ino laid into him with a barrage of taijutsu. Lastly, since Ino needed major help in taijutsu, she asked Lee to train her, and regretted it almost instantly, because he started rambling about the power of youth, and shit like that. But it paid off in the end because she was whipping Shikamaru's ass at the moment. Shikamaru had a bloody nose from Ino's knee, and probably a cracked rib from her elbow, and he wouldn't last much longer at this rate, because the kunoichi showed no intention of slowing down. As Ino drew back what would be the finishing punch, she suddenly whirled around, and ducked under Choji's enlarged fist. She then jumped at him, raising her knee to hit him in the chest, but faked it, as Choji went to block, and flipped in the air. She landed behind Choji, and then lunged at him, and kicked his feet out again, but before he could fall she jumped about a foot off the ground, and twisted her body making her foot connect with Choji's back, and he flew through the air at a very surprised Shikamaru. The two of them tumbled to the ground in a pile. Tenten looked at Ino with shock in her eyes of how far she had come. She would end being the best kunoichi in Konoha, maybe even one of the top ninja, if she kept going the way she is right now. Alright, well, Ino just kicked the ever-loving shit out of you too, so I think that ends training for today. Tenten laughed at the two young men's faces when they gave her go fuck yourself look. It is good to fuck with people. Ino was walking through the village with a huge smile on her face. Not only did she just whip her two teammates' asses, she is going to the Konoha festival tomorrow with Naruto. I hope he doesn't wear that awful orange jumpsuit of his. I don't think he would, but you never know. What do you think of Kakashi-sensei? Do you think it will work? Naruto looked at the white spiky-haired ninja curiously. The latter had his hand to his face, clearly thinking it through. I suppose it could, but to learn an entirely new element that you don't possess is going to be extremely hard. Are you sure you can handle it? Naruto looked at Kakashi. Yes, I do. I believe I can do it, and then I won't need to always use the Nine Tails chakra when I get into trouble. I am sure Kurama will appreciate that. Kakashi chuckled at hearing that. They do grow up fast. Naruto has surpassed me in every way, yet he still looks to me for advice. That shows he has confidence in his friends. He will make a great Hokage. Well then I guess I will just have to teach you it myself, and then supervise your training to make sure you don't overdo it. Kakashi winked at his apprentice, and proceeded to start his training. It was close to sunset when Kakashi made Naruto end his training for the day. The White Fang's son told him that they would pick it up the next day. Flashback. Okay Naruto, that's enough for today, we can pick it back up tomorrow. Naruto turned to look at the copy ninja, and scratched the back of his head. Well that's fine, but we can't go, as long as we did today. Kakashi eyed his student, as he took in how nervous he suddenly got. If I may ask, Naruto, why? Naruto kept scratching his head. Well, because I am going to the festival tomorrow with someone. Kakashi eyed his student with more curiosity now. Once again, may I ask with whom? Naruto blushed, and looked at the ground. Ino Yamanaka. Kakashi froze instantly for two reasons. One, Naruto is going to the festival with Konoha's future hottest kunoichi. Two, Inoichi are going to kill Naruto, and him. Naruto caught how Kakashi froze, and was looking at him carefully. What's wrong, sensei? Kakashi shook himself. Oh, nothing Naruto. Hey, why don't we pick this up on Monday? That way you can go to the festival tomorrow, and over the weekend you can study sealing some more. Okay Kakashi-sensei, I will see you on Monday then. Naruto then jumped away. He is gonna get us both killed. Kakashi had no choice but to go see Inoichi, and see if he could spare himself from any real harm. Ino was walking home from her training with Tenten. Tenten went really hard today. It feels like my whole body is made of lead. Ino couldn't help but think about another blonde, and wonder what he was doing at the moment. Maybe I will see him on the way. Her thoughts cut off because someone ran into her, and knocked her to the ground. Ow, watch where you're going, asso Naruto. Ino smirked when she realized who it was. Ow? Sorry, into you alright? Naruto looked at her with concerned eyes, making her feel warm inside. Yeah, I'm fine. You know we really have to quit meeting like this. I'm tired of hitting the ground. She said with a wink, and her usual confident smirk. Naruto held his hands up defensively. Hey, it's not my fault, you're always the one that runs into me. I am just minding my business, and you just have to run into me. You know what? I think you are doing it on purpose. This time Naruto finished with a smirk, seeing Ino laugh. Ino looked at Naruto. Well, where did you head? You could walk me home if you want. As she finished, Ino looked at him with hopeful eyes. Naruto thought, I can't say no to her with her looking at me like that. Besides, it isn't like I don't want to. Yes, sure, I will walk you home, Ino. He said with a smile. For a few minutes they walked in a comfortable silence, but when Naruto glanced at her, he saw the katana on her back. When does she get a katana? I have never seen her use one before. Hey Ino, where did you get the katana? Naruto eyed up the katana. Ino saw this, and reached behind her back, pulling out the blade, and handing it to Naruto to look at it. It is a family heirloom. I am the only one in my family since Konoha was first created to use a katana, and my father gave it to me, since Tenten has been training me in Kenjutsu for a while. Naruto's eyes lit up, and it appears he just had an idea. And indeed he did. Suino Naruto had a certain gleam in his eye that made Ino shudder. I have an idea. I was working on developing a new tool to help improve on my weaknesses, and got to thinking I don't know anything about Kenjutsu, and seeing how tired you look, you just came from training with Tenten. So I was wondering if you would like to expand your ninjutsu, because I would love to learn Kenjutsu. Naruto finished with a smirk watching Ino think over his offer. Ino had her hand held up to her chin in deep thought. I do need to learn more ninjutsu, and Naruto is a ninjutsu powerhouse, and this way I would get to spend more time with him. Naruto stopped her with a held up finger. That's not all of it though. I want to have a completion at the end of our training to see which one of us is stronger in Kenjutsu and ninjutsu. So that's what the gleam in his eye had been about. I say it's a deal, Mr. Uzumaki. Ino said with an equally disturbing competitive gleam in her eye too. They both shook hands on it. Now how about I walk you home, Ino? The spiky-haired blonde said. The ponytailed blonde replied, I would like that. About the same time, as the blondes bumped into each other, spiky white-haired Kakashi walked into the Yamanaka flower shop. Inoichi looked up from his newspaper. What brings you here, Kakashi? Kakashi looked at Inoichi, the will to live Inoichi. All the other man could do was blink in confusion before Kakashi began to explain. Ino was laughing at Naruto's joke, and wondered, how in the hell was he so good at singing? Naruto had previously been into Sakura when she was a kid, and had proceeded to make fun of her obsession with Sasuke. Oh Sasuke, you're so perfect. I think I will just sit here while you're fighting, and watch you get your ass kicked by Orochimaru in disguise, and marvel at how handsome you are. Therefore Ino was trying not pass out due to laughter, while Naruto was snickering with her. Once Ino had finally calmed down enough to speak, she asked Naruto, how do you hand so well? I would never be able to do that with so much detail. Naruto just shrugged his shoulders. I don't know, I have just always been good at it for some reason. It's probably because you're so sexy, Ino said with a raised eyebrow. Naruto instantly blushed in embarrassment, and put one hand behind his head, and only chuckled at the statement. Ino was about to screw with him some more when her dad suddenly appeared right in front of her. Ino, your mom needs you to run some errands for her before you get home, could you please do that? With that said, Inoichi handed his daughter a list. Ino sighed, and looked at Naruto. I gotta go, Naruto, see you around. Ino turned, and Ruth jumped to wherever the store she was going to. Naruto turned back to see a glaring Inoichi looking back at him. Naruto swallowed. He got the feeling that this wasn't going to end well. Naruto swallowed nervously, as he watched Ino's father glare at him. I have a feeling that this is about tomorrow night. He seems like he is contemplating strangling me. Inoichi glared for another minute or so until he decided it was time to talk. So Naruto, I heard you were going to the festival tomorrow with my daughter. Once again Naruto swallowed, trying to find his voice. Yeah, Mr. Yamanaka sir, I am. Inoichi tried not to smile in pleasure at his discomfort. I think we need to talk about Naruto. Naruto averted his eyes to the ground, and mumbled, okay Mr. Yamanaka. You can go tomorrow. Naruto's eyes shot up with glee. But I don't want you all over my daughter, do you understand? Naruto quickly shook his head yes, and Inoichi continued. You're limited to holding hands, that is it, nothing more than that. Naruto's eyes widened in shock, but Inoichi gave him an icy glare that quickly made him shut up. If I find you are doing more than that, I will find you, and wait until you are all alone, then I will take this metal dish scrubber. Inoichi holds up the said object, as Naruto paled, and scrub between your legs until there isn't anything left. Do you understand me? With that said, he was almost transparent. He was so pale, and could barely manage a slight nod. Inoichi glared at him one last time, good, and then jumped away on the rooftops, leaving Naruto there about to pass out in fear. Inoichi returned to his home to find a gasping Kakashi who couldn't breathe from laughing so hard. His clone must have dispelled so he wouldn't alert Naruto to his presence. Inoichi then grinned wickedly, as he started to laugh his ass off along with Kakashi. Naruto managed to drag himself home before he started flipping out. Oh my fucking god. I think he was serious. I don't want my reproductive system scraped off by a sponge. At that point he was almost hyperventilating when Kurama pulled his consciousness inside to talk. Naruto, don't tell me you are that naive. Kyuubi was looking at Naruto, as if he should already know this. Naruto stopped freaking out for the moment, and looked at the nine tails in confusion. What do you mean, Kurama? I mean, didn't you feel the presence of Kakashi's clone? And that by the end of your talk his chakra was flaring in a pattern that was just like laughter. Naruto finished, as he remembered that. So what does that have to do with anything? Kurama just sighed. I guess I have to spell it out for you. If a Kakashi clone was there, he knew it was going to happen, and came to watch, and if he was laughing, then it was all a big joke on you. The realization of what happened clicked as Naruto thought about it, and he noticed other signs it was a joke as well. Ino's dad looked like he was trying not to laugh too. It was a joke. Naruto began to get angry when a sudden humorous thought came to him. He said that I could hold hands with Ino, and that was it, but I don't think he is expecting me to do even that. So I think I might just have to do it now. I am gonna piss off my dad tomorrow. Thanks for the help, Kurama. I will talk to you later. With that said, Naruto left Kyuubi's cage. The set-tailed beast smiled to himself. It is a good plan I will give you to Inoichi, but you pushed too hard with the threats, and almost got the opposite effect. You're welcome. Kyuubi then smirked one last time before taking a nap. That night Naruto had the best night of sleep he has had since before the war. Naruto opened his eyes, and yawned. He looked over at his alarm clock on his nightstand. I actually woke before my alarm. This is going to be a good day. Naruto thought when he saw it was 7:25 in the morning. I have a lot of work to do today. Get ready, Inoichi, this is gonna be fun. Naruto started with mischief in his eyes. Ino sat up in her bed and rubbed her eyes. Man, I slept like a brick, I wonder what time it is. With that though, Ino looked over at her clock on the wall, which read 9:09. What is it with me getting up early lately? I never normally wake up before 11 o'clock. Oh well, I have got some work to do today. Ino smiled to herself and began to prepare for the festival that night. Meanwhile, the white-haired nin, with his forehead protector covering his left eye, was walking through town giggling about his Make-Out series book, gaining weird looks from people in the process. Kakashi caught a glimpse of an orange flash that went right past him, and he sighed to himself. Ever since the war ended, Naruto has been using the Nine Tails chakra mode to accomplish stupid goals much faster. The worst part is I'm not signing because I am disappointed with his abuse of his power. No. It is a fact that I can't do it myself. How far I have fallen. The copy ninja was pulled from his thoughts, as another orange flash zoomed by him. He is using shadow clones too. This must be something important for him to use both chakra modes with shadow clones. I wonder what it is. Oh, I know. He is getting ready for the festival with Ino tonight. Oh, Inoichi, you sly dog. At the same time Naruto was thinking about his revenge, Inoichi sneezed. His wife Ino looked at him with the smartest look on her face. Someone must be talking about you, hun. I bet it was Naruto plotting how to piss you off. Inoichi apparently thought that was the most ridiculous thing he had heard in a long time because he scoffed, and then began to but piss his pants laughing. Inai took it, and didn't hesitate to punch him in the top of the head. Ow. Hey, that hurt. The blonde man whined. And the only reason I laughed is because Naruto would never do that. Would he? Inoichi seemed to ponder this for a moment, then a smirk crept onto his face. This is going to work out better than I planned. Ina just rolled her eyes, and flipped through her magazine. He is just as bad as Ino trying to set people up together. Ino was walking through town with a bag on her arm, and was headed to the jewelry store when she saw the same orange flash as Kakashi. Naruto. What the hell is he doing? I sure as hell couldn't catch him, so I wonder how to get his attention. Oh, I know. Ino breathed in deeply, preparing herself for what she was about to do. This will definitely get his attention. Naruto. Was all Naruto heard from the other side of the village. Naruto instantly recognized who it was. He frowned as he said, "You know what the fuck did I do?" With that said, he flashed from view, and flashed right in front of an impatient Ino who had her arms crossed, and was tapping her foot. Ino looked up in annoyance. Took you long enough. That being all she said to the shocked Naruto. Are you seeing me right now? I was on the other side of. He was cut off by a glare from Ino. So are you saying that you were at top speed to get here? Because I know firsthand how fast you can be, since you saved me during the war, and took me to the medic in an instant. Naruto had apparently forgotten about that. Damn, I can't bullshit her, she is right. I will just have to distract her. Then hello. I was talking to you. When a girl, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, cut her off with a held up hand, and Ino was about to yell at him when, so I imagine why you called me back here was to ask what I was doing, and for your information I was getting ready for our date tonight. He paused, as he spotted the bag on her arm, which you seem to be doing also. Ino then saw him staring at the bag, and hid it behind her. It's a surprise, so no peeking, Naruto, you will see it tonight. She finished with a slight tinge of crimson spreading across her face. Naruto instantly got curious, but knew better than to peek, so instead he settled for fucking with her. You do realize I could just flash behind you, as you blink, look in the bag, and then flash back before you open your eyes, right? He looked at her with a smirk, and his bright cerulean eyes sparkling with amusement. He didn't get the response he expected though. Yeah, but then I could also beat the shit out of you like Sakura did, and there wouldn't be anyone to stop me either. Naruto shivered at her tone of voice. It was completely calm, but had an edge to it, meaning she was not kidding about it. She suddenly burst into laughter, and he knew she got him, again. Damn it. You are so good at it that it's scary. Naruto admitted with a smile. Ino laughed, and was about to say something smartest back, but Naruto quietly said, that's one of the things I like about you. Ino blushed, and there was an awkward silence. Naruto broke the silence. Well, I have to go get a lot to prepare for tonight, see you later. He flushed away before Ino could say anything, but it wasn't like she could have anyways. She was still standing there with a blush on her face. I have never seen that side of Naruto before. I mean, yeah, he is compassionate about his friends, but that was a deep compassion past the point of friendship. Does he like me the way I like him? Ino shook herself from her thoughts, figuring she would find out tonight, and hurried on to the next store to make up for the lost time. The white-haired ninja who has had nothing better to do than to walk around town aimlessly overheard Naruto and Ino's conversation. I am just as surprised as Ino right now. He has never shown that much care in such a way towards anyone. Not even Sakura. What is going on in your head, Naruto? Kakashi decided to go visit Inoichi and tell him what's going on. Mr. Yamanaka will be pleased with how things are progressing. Kakashi shined to the Yamanaka flower shop and saw Mrs. Yamanaka still flipping through her magazine when she saw Kakashi Haddock walk in. She put the magazine down. Well, this quite a surprise, Kakashi. What are you doing here? Kakashi smiled politely and replied, I am actually looking for your husband, Mrs. Yamanaka. Is he around? Yes, he will let me go get him for you. She spun around in her seat and proceeded to yell, Inoichi. Get down here, Kakashi Haddock is here to see you. Kakashi thought to himself, Ino is exactly like both of her parents. I see Inoichi come down the stairs and ask, what's up? Kakashi smirked under his mask and began reciting what he saw that day. To say that Mr. Yamanaka was pleased would have to be one of the biggest understatements the white-haired ninja had ever heard of. Inoichi-sama is radiating absolute pure joy. Kakashi looked over at the missus and saw that even she couldn't help but smile at the news before she scowled at herself and stuffed her face back into the magazine. I only wish Naruto could speed things up tonight. I don't have much patience to deal with please Inoichi for 6 months. Sakura opened her eyes to find herself looking at a pure white ceiling. She immediately closed them from pain. I have apparently gone into a coma from a heart attack. Thank God I learned how to be a medic from Tsunade-sama. Now why did I Jesus? Did that really happen? This has to be a dream. Naruto would never do that to me. And for Ino. That's right, Ino stepped in to save Naruto and refused to move so I couldn't get to him. Why? Then Naruto even used chakra mode just to stop me from hitting her. It is almost like he had this look of horror hidden by the rage in his eyes at the fact that Ino would get hurt. Does that mean? Their thoughts were abruptly cut off by a familiar voice, and an even more familiar tone in that voice. How do you feel, my Baka student? The voice came from a clearly displeased Tsunade, the 5th Hokage. Sakura flinched and slowly opened her eyes and looked over at her master and instantly began to fear for her life as she saw that her master was shaking from rage. Sakura could only manage to whimper in response. Tsunade grinned manically as she saw her student's fear. Oh Sakura, I will have fun beating the shit out of you for the crimes you nearly committed. With that, Tsunade grabbed the Pinkette's arm and shinned to the training fields where she took out her rage on the defenseless Inoichi. The last of the Uchiha clan was meditating on his most recent bit of info that was spreading through the village like wildfire. That loser is apparently going to the festival today with a certain young Yamanaka that will ruin my plans if they were to fall in love. Sasuke mentally shook himself. Ino could never fall for that dope. Sasuke continued to meditate, not bothering to concern himself with the possibility of Ino and Naruto falling in love. It was nearly 6 o'clock and Ino was pacing nervously in her room. Do I look okay? Is he even going to show up? Why am I so nervous? Will he like my dress? I wonder what he will be wearing. Will he? Ino? Naruto Uzumaki is here. Ino's thoughts had been interrupted by her mom. Ino composed herself and let out a sigh. Her mother seemed like she was more excited about this than herself. Okay mom, I will be down. Ino walked to her closet to get her heels that matched the dress and began to descend down the stairs. Naruto on the other hand was nothing but a shining ball of confidence from the moment he left the Namikaze estate. I will show Inoichi not to fuck with me. Naruto smirked to himself and continued to walk to Ino's house. Normally I would just use chakra mode to get there faster, but I don't want to mess my outfit up, seeing how Ino will have a fit. Naruto was wearing a simple black button-up shirt with black pants and black ninja sandals. But what the key to his entire outfit was the trench coat that was much like his father's, only it was crimson red, the exact color of the Kyuubi's chakra, with a black whirlpool symbol where his father's said 4th Hokage. To finish it off, it had black flames lining the bottom of it. Naruto was also not wearing his ninja headband, so his hair fell down around his face and looked like his father's hair did when he was younger. When it was nearly 6 o'clock, Naruto finally stopped in front of the Yamanaka flower shop. He breathed in deeply and rang the doorbell. The light outside flicked on, and Mr. Yamanaka opened the door and then stepped outside, closing the door behind him. Naruto stepped back to give Inoichi room to step out and crossed his arms waiting for the older man to start, all the while his smirk never leaving his face. Inoichi saw this and frowned, but inwardly laughed. Kyuubi must have talked some sense into him, since he doesn't seem afraid anymore. Oh Shikamaru, this plan was brilliant. So Naruto remembered what we were talking about. Inoichi glared at him. Yes I do actually, and I know what I am getting myself into. Son, I don't think you do. Inoichi thought to himself. Good. Well now that's all settled, come inside and meet my wife. Inoichi smiled and slapped Naruto on the back. Naruto on the other hand seemed surprised to say the least, his smirk dropping off of his face. Naruto thought to himself as he was brought inside. Now this I was not expecting at all. It seems like he is glad I am here actually. Naruto was dragged out of his thoughts as Inoichi introduced his wife. Naruto is my beautiful wife Ino, he said with a smile. Ino smiled and replied, flattery will only get you so much Inoichi. Then to Naruto, nice to finally meet you, hero of the world. The response she was looking for was instantaneous. The said hero of the world proceeded to roll his eyes and sighed. Not you guys too. Ever since the end of the war, Gaara gave his speech at the end about how Naruto was the hero of the ninja world for defeating Tobi, Madara, and the people have been calling him that everywhere he went. It was bad enough being called the hero of the leaf, but now it was too much. Ino, upon seeing Naruto's mood sour, began laughing at him. Naruto had one thought. Ino comes by it naturally, I see. Naruto replied after Mrs. Yamanaka stopped laughing, well now I see where Ino gets her sense of humor from. Ino just flashed his toothy grin and walked over to the stairs. Once there she yelled at them, Ino. Naruto Uzumaki is here. Naruto looked at Inoichi and muttered something about how now he knows where Ino gets her loud voice from too. Inoichi snickered, and they both snickered together until Ino came down the stairs. She was wearing a light purple dress that was sleeveless, but had a fishnet that came out halfway down her forearms. There was a gap in the front of the dress, which showed a good amount of cleavage, and tightly hugged her chest. From there the dress was skin-tight all the way to her hips, and then it split on the left hip. The actual dress stopped about mid-thigh, and also had a fishnet that extended to her knees. She had her hair out of her usual ponytail, and it fell around her shoulders very light and curly. Both men stopped snickering, and then stared wide-eyed, but for two very different reasons. Inoichi was staring because of the dress that Ino was wearing, which was very tight, and showed how much she has grown, shall we say, over the last few years. He didn't like it at all. Naruto, on the other hand, was surprised at how gorgeous she looked. I knew Ino was hot, but Jesus Christ. I am so glad I came tonight. But here is the kicker, Ino was staring wide-eyed, as well thinking similar thoughts about Naruto. I didn't know Naruto could clean up so well, and he isn't wearing any orange. Ino then coughed to snap everyone out of their dazed stupors, with an amused expression on her face. Ino and Naruto were ogling each other, while Inoichi looked like he was about to pass out from fear that his little girl was all grown up. This is comedy right here. Everyone shook their heads, and Ino continued the rest of the way down the stairs, but Naruto's eyes never left hers. Ino finally tore her side away from Naruto's for a moment. Mom, Dad, I will be back later. With that Naruto grabbed Ino round the waist, winking at Inoichi, and disappeared in a flash of orange. Inoichi looked at his wife, and lost the shocked look in his eyes. You know I think you are getting too involved, dear. Ino suggestively hinted. Inoichi however did not take the hint. Nonsense, they need all the help they can get to get things moving. He was cut off by a backhand to his face, as he went flying across the living room. Ino looked at him pointedly with narrowed eyes. I said you are getting too involved. Inoichi flinched, and had a single thought. Son, you really don't know what you are getting yourself into. Naruto and Ino appeared outside her front door. Ino gave Naruto an aggravated look. What the hell was the point of that? You interrupted my dad when you did that, and I can't believe you are just that lazy. Naruto cut her off, seemingly unfazed by her rising anger. You know Ino, I always knew you were beautiful, but right now, you are absolutely gorgeous. He finished with as much emotion in his eyes as he could muster, and it seemed to work. Ino blushed, and instantly forgot about her anger. Why thank you Naruto, and you don't look bad yourself. She finished with a wink, which made Naruto blush also. Damn, she knows how to get my heart pumping already. Tonight should be fun. Naruto was snapped out of his thoughts, as he just realized he hadn't let go of Ino's waist yet. He blushed even more, and at the same time Ino seemed to realize the same thing, and blushed even more so than Naruto. Yet she didn't move away. No, if anything she just moved closer. Naruto scratched the back of his head with his left hand, since his right one was currently being occupied, and said, It's about time for the festival to start, shall we? Ino smirked in reply, We shall. With that they headed towards the festival, still holding each other's waist. When Naruto and Ino got to the festival at the center of the village, they were shocked at how many of their classmates had hooked up with each other. Tenten was with the Hyuga prodigy Niji, Sakura went with Rock Lee, Choji was with Aim Michirako, and Hinata was here with Kiba. Even with all the surprise of certain couples, Choji and Aim, everyone was more surprised to see Naruto and Ino than any of the other weird matches. Sakura looked at Ino with anger in her eyes, but kept her tone neutral. Hello Ino. Ino matched her tone, but only smirked sarcastically at the pinkette, Sakura. Kiba walked up to Naruto, and looked at Ino. Can I borrow him for a moment? Ino let go of Naruto's waist, sure dog breath. Kiba cut his eyes at Ino, but swallowed his pride. He brought Naruto around the corner of a building. He then glared at Naruto. What the fuck is up? This has to be a joke, Naruto. Spill it. Naruto laughed at him, and when he finally stopped he said, No Kiba, it's not. This is real, I am not pulling a prank on anyone. Kiba looked into his eyes, and saw they were sincere. Ever since Sasuke left the village, Naruto and Kiba have become closer and closer until they could tell what the other was thinking. Kiba knew the 4 seconds legacy wasn't lying to him. Kiba softened his gaze and sighed in jealousy. Okay then tell me how it happened. All of it. Naruto began to recount his story to Kiba, who listened very intently. Meanwhile, Ino was doing the same thing with Tenten, who also listened very intently. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time. Till then, sayonara.